So we have New Zealand sales coming out of New Zealand, and we have three different numbers. We have regular retail sales for the months of March. We have retail sales less autos for the months of March, and we have retail sales ex-inflation for the first quarter of 2007. Now, interestingly enough, as you know, whenever we trade the Canadian reports or US reports, we usually look for the core number, which excludes autos. But apparently in New Zealand, nobody cares about that number. Everybody cares about the headline number, so we're going to be focusing on the headline number months over months for the months of March. We also have retail sales ex-inflation number quarter over quarter. It's a quarterly number. It comes out only once every 3 months, but it shouldn't conflict too much with the headline number, because headline number for the months of March obviously is included in the quarterly number for the first quarter. And since they already have the numbers for January and February, now they're only waiting for this one number. It should pretty much, move in the same way if the deviation is big enough. I mean, generally that's how it works. Now, obviously, retail sales are the sales made at retail outlets, the money that the consumers have spent on retail sales, and it's a large part of the consumer spending. And as you know, consumer spending or consumer price index is a big inflationary indicator in different countries, and so it is in New Zealand. And basically what's happening is New Zealand releases their interest rate statements once every 45 days, and the next interest rate statement announcement will be made in the beginning of June. And right now there is approximately a 20% chance that New Zealand will hike again in June or in the third quarter of 2007. And the what do you call them, the Bollard, the head of the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, will probably care quite a bit about what the retail sales, how the retail sector is doing. And partially there may be a very big increase in that 20% chance or decrease based on this number. If the retail sales come out very strong again in March, same as they did in February, there will be probably an increased chance of an interest rate hike. It may even go all the way up to 40 or 50% or more, depending on the number. Or if the retail sales come out very, very upsetting, then the 20% chance may be completely wiped out, and the Bollard will decide to just wait for a longer period to hike the rates in order to see how the economy is doing under the current high interest rates. Now, oh my God, I made a little mistake there on the trade plan. Actually, I put buy and buy. Let me correct that real quick. Now, basically, in February, we were expecting retail sales to come out at approximately 0.5%, and it surprised everybody hugely. And the retail sales actually came out at 1.9%. Because of that, the New Zealand dollar moved by 50 pips, NZD USD, in the first few minutes of the report. Usually, the retail sales, if the deviation is moderate, we usually see about a 30 pip move. Let me see something here. Let me just correct this little mistake on the trade plan. Okay, excellent. Let me go ahead and upload the new trade plan, because in the regular 12 pips triggers I say here buy NZD and buy NZD. And I don't want to confuse anybody. Okay, so you can refresh your old trade plan or close it and open the new one. Anyway, So the situation is this. Last month we saw a number come out hugely positive. It came out at 1.9%. Now you got to remember that the way month-over-month numbers are calculated is this month's number, the month of March, is going to be, basically compared to the previous number. And so if we saw a huge boost in the month of February, in order for this number to increase, it has to actually come out not only as good as previous month, but even better. Okay? So that's the situation, this number. In my opinion, if we see a deviation of plus 0.5, you can see Secret News Service consensus is negative 0.2. If we see a deviation of plus 0.5 or more, it would be a possible buy on NZD USD, okay? It would be an actual reading of 0.3, and it would be, even though it's a relatively low number, it would be a big deal, given the fact that the prior number was so huge and so positive. And to be honest with you, most of the consensus are on the lower side. However, if the number comes out deviating minus 0.5 for an actual reading of negative 0.7 or more, it would be a possible sell on NZD USD. Okay. Now for the conservative triggers, we simply use +1 or -1. Now on my Wanda account, I'm going to be using the bounds of 5 for this particular report. I don't want to, simply because the spread is kind of high. And by the way, if you're using a Wanda, I know their spread right now is like 10 pips on the NZD USD because it's Sunday. So, and then how much? My God, this is unbelievable. The Aussie NZD normal spread is like 25 pips. I'm just looking at it right now. Okay, that's unacceptable. So what I'll do is I'll simply try to use the NZD USD only on a Wanda, and basically use bounds of 5 pips either direction. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And if we happen to get the conservative, if we happen to hit basically a deviation of +1 or -0.1, it would actually be a relatively big surprise for the New Zealand, and we can use conservative 20 pips limit triggers. That's what I'll actually do on my MB trading account. On Wanda, I can only specify one set of bounds. I'll set bounds of 5, and what I'll simply do is I'm gonna set 2 types of orders on NZD USD both, and one would be with 2 units, and the other one would be like 4 units, using different triggers there. We're coming up to approximately 7 minutes until the report. Let me just set my weapon real quick, and then we'll talk about some important levels there. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds.
5.
Wow. Came out very positive for the New Zealand there.